Kaizer Chiefs Football Club have a huge advantage in signing these 3 players. We're going to be talking about that advantage, right? These players, we all know, they are creative, explosive, dynamic, hardworking players. These players can fit into the system. Coach 10-111 Atazwane. These players can change the game for Atazwane. We are about to unpack all of this. But before I do so, there's only one thing that I'm asking from you, and that is you subscribe, you like the video, and you comment in the comment section below, because doing that, guys, it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. So the power is in your hands, right? We have seen them. They've came in, they've been performing week in, week out for Maritzburg United. Notwithstanding the fact that Kaizer Chiefs have this huge advantage to sign these players, the power is within a Kaizer Chiefs boardroom and their bank statement. But before we start with that one, there's a video that I want you to listen, just 45 seconds. It's important and it will benefit you. So let's start here. Guys, do you want to start a business but you don't have capital? No, you have money to start that business. Well, this is the greatest offer I have ever came to know, right? It does not matter whether you are in the rural areas, urban areas. Anybody in this country can apply for this business opportunity. They will give you everything, the stock, they'll give you a container to start your own business. So all you need to do is just to apply. So I'm gonna leave the video link in the video description. So click that link, watch this video. This video will teach you how to apply and will show you what we're talking about everywhere. Thank you very much for watching this video, good people. Now, okay, let's start with the names of these players. Now, number 1, you've got Karim Kemvidu, right? Karim Kemvidu was the man of the match during the game where Kaizer Chiefs and Maritzburg United. Kaizer Chiefs went on to win that game by 3-0 and by 3-2, sorry. And you have seen his contribution, right? That guy was a troublemaker. And I was listening to a lot of analysis and everybody was saying, you know what, this player came in and changed the game for Maritzburg United. So you know his contribution, you know what he's capable of doing. Number 2, he can fit well into the system Atazwane, because the system Atazwane, he wants fast players, and this player can fit into that as well. He's wearing jersey number 26 at Maritzburg United. He's from Congo. He does speak, I don't know whether it's French. That's the disadvantage, that he does not know English. So during the time of man of the match, he called the next player to interpret for him. So that's now another advantage, right? I'm gonna unpack this. Don't worry, don't you dare worry. Player number 2 gives you advantage if you were to sign them both with player number 1. Who's player number 2? Player number 2 is Amadou Sakwana. He's wearing jersey number 11. So jersey number 26 was the man of the match. He couldn't speak English. But jersey number 11, if I'm not mistaken, if the one who can speak English is jersey number 11, that means the one who can speak English is jersey number 26. But the advantage with both of these players is the hard work, because you are looking at them, Guti, week in, week out, they get into the game, they change the game, and these are players who are foreigners. And you know, when you are signing a foreign player, you want the foreign player to come into the country and show that, okay, you cannot be just an average player like what we have in this country. Show us why we have to travel all the way to DRC Congo to buy these players, because one of these players is from DRC Congo. Why we have to go all the way and travel all these countries to buy you? These players have been exemplary in terms of that, right? So if you are to have them and you want them to settle fast, you buy them both and they will always be able to interpret for the other one, because Kaizer Chiefs bought Christian Sail and they've been struggling, but at least Christian Sail can hear you. The challenge is speaking back, and he's able to adapt well. You have seen these qualities, right? So then we will talk about the disadvantage in this. Don't worry, we'll unpack that one. But these players, they've got a lot of advantages. Let's move to player number 3. Player number 3 is none other than Rowan Human. He's wearing jersey number 10 at Maritzburg United. You know his qualities. This player, I've once uploaded a video about him. Even Fatou Davis said it good. He can play. Now, so you've got 3 players. Let's start with the disadvantage. The disadvantage is these 2. The other one, I'm sure, definitely sure, is from DRC Congo. The other one, I don't know which country, but is a foreigner. Jersey number 26 and jersey number 11, they are both foreigners. But Kaizer Chiefs, as of now, they've got one foreign sport that is left, and that you definitely know, Oguti, if you do away with Bimenyimana at Kaizer Chiefs, then you add these 2 players from Maritzburg United, sorted, you still have one. Okay, no. You will have occupied your foreign court, right? I'm not sure about Emerson Dove. Probably he has stayed in South Africa enough that he will qualify for his citizenship, so you can still get a space for that. And I still believe there are players that you can do away with at Kaizer Chiefs that can open the foreign court, right? So that's not that's a disadvantage, but a disadvantage that can be manageable. Let's talk about the advantage that the Kaizer Chiefs have. In Maritzburg United, boss wakhona, Mr. Farouk Kadodia, once said it many times, Uguti, in Maritzburg United don't have enough sponsors that they can maintain the club. And they said it's difficult, guys, to manage a club or to run a club in the PSL. And therefore, the way Born has been able to survive, it is by selling players. That's where the advantage is. Now, they will want to sell their players, like it or not. And here's the advantage also that Kaizer Chiefs have. The advantage that Kaizer Chiefs have is that Sundowns cannot be saying we are buying all 3 of them. One way or the other, they will leave certain players here. So you've got this and all 3 players here. Jersey number 26, jersey number 11, and jersey number 10. All of them, they've got this creativity in them. They've got this hard working in them. So that alone makes them fit his style, Saka Atazwan. And if you're looking at all 3 players, they can complement Ashley Dupree. They can complement player like Christian Sail. The pace, spot on. The hard working, the creativity in them, the fearfulness in them. Right, I know one might say there's one player that might clash with him too. It's not a problem. Remember that if Kaizer Chiefs right now, they don't have depth. So that will mean you know that you have a player who will come and compete with him too. So now you know that if Mdu is not performing, you'll substitute like for like. So in terms of positions, it's not a big deal. You sign them all, they come in, they add that depth for you. Whenever you, and if Matt is not performing, you know you're gonna bring Ubano Akadu, what I think is now more or less like a creative midfield. So you then substitute him, Umatu Faga Loyo, and then you know what, you've got that spark in the midfield, because the Kaizer Chiefs are lacking 2 things: defensive midfield, key. Not to say others are not lacking, but they need a defensive midfield as well as a creative midfield. You'll find that sometimes the Kaizer Chiefs can defend well sometimes, and they are good in terms of the striking department, but they are lacking too much in terms of creativity. So you need that player. One will say, but what about Kosin Pile Ngobo? And I'm still going to answer and say, these players can wake up those players to say, if you don't perform out. So if buying them, it brings a lot of advantage, it brings depth. It disadvantage ngaba a foreign court. Other than that, there's more advantage in buying them as opposed to the disadvantages. What I'm interested to hear is what are you going to say about this? But for me, from my observation and looking at what Kaizer Chiefs need, I have identified these 3 players that if Kaizer Chiefs are serious about playing in Africa, they're going to need players like these. Players who are hard workers, explosive, creative, dynamics, and the advantage that I forgot to mention, all these players are very young. So they fit this idea that Kaizer Chiefs are building, and also the edge-wise. Also the other extra advantage, they will not cost you much in terms of paying them. Do you think Maritzburg is paying them 200,000? No. So those are the advantages. Guys, get into the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this. I'll see you on the next one. But until then, please take care.